You may think that you're looking at any old building site, but what you're actually looking at is the remains of a medieval friary and graveyard. The medieval remains were found at a building site on Marsh Lane in Preston city centre.
So we're standing in what would have been the graveyard in the Middle Ages. You can see that we've actually removed a lot of graves and burials. But these are just the cuts to the left here, and you can see that they're actually intercut with each other, and that they would have been packed in quite tightly to make use of the available space. But also, if this is the remains of a religious building such as the chapel, they would have wanted to be buried as close as possible as the chapel.
They're all sticking out the ground, like them up there.
And the structure you can see over here is the entranceway to what we expect to be the friary. It's like a doorway, you walk through it, and then on the left-hand side there's the cobbled pathway, runs right through it. It's nice remains. You know.
And what are these two people excavating over here?
Here we've got the friary runs off into the section of the site there, and this is an area, the 4 blocks you can see are just modern concrete pilings they're putting into the hotel, and we're just cleaning the area around to see if there are any more graves in amongst all the soil.
The big blocks that you can see next to the skeleton are thought to be remains from the friary itself.
The sandy sort of lines you can see in the sand are remains of really badly corroded sandstone walls. This is the orange lines in the sand. This is another part of the friary, probably running off east-west. And these are just the foundations of walls, which have lots of voids in between them. It's not clear what the voids were for. They look like graves, but they're not. They've never been used as graves, clearly.
You may think that you're looking at a muddy puddle here, but in fact if you look at the 2 ridges, they're the legs of a skeleton. Richard is excavating around one of the legs of the skeleton.
You can see where we've painted out grave here.
I thought I'd spotted an interesting piece of medieval history myself, but it turned out it was just where one of the builders put his bucket down.
It's a medieval floor tile, which is quite typical or quite common in medieval religious buildings. It's part of the reason why we think we might have part of the friary here or some sort of chapel associated with it. The fact it's round is actually quite interesting because the previous ones we've had have all been square. We've had them in this sort of muddy green colour but also in orange. So it suggests that either they had different patterns of tiles in different rooms, or that they had quite a complex pattern of tiles in square and round versions in the building itself. So yeah, rather nice, but about as exciting as we've got artefacts really anyway.
Eric's company were planning to build a 72-bedroomed hotel on the site, which is behind the Brunel Court student accommodation. Site boss Eric Mahoney, seen in the distance, was shocked.
On the 3rd and 4th day we found a pebbled path first, and then we had to bring in Oxford Northern in to investigate the rest, and it's gone on now for this. I think we're into our 4th week now, of which they found significant finds of 28 graves, with about 6 very, very good coffins.